I'm Jeremy, and welcome to another episode of Practical IT. In today's episode, we're going to take a look at the download and installation of the Ubuntu 17.10 daily release. This will give you a preview of what you can expect from the final edition of Ubuntu 17.10, which is due out in, you guessed it, October 2017. Bear with me for just a moment while I get rid of the camera, and we will start with our process here. Okay, first things first, I'm going to bring up my Chrome window. Maybe. There we go. We're going to go to the URL shown here, which is the Ubuntu 17.10 Artful Aardvark Daily Build. We're going to click on the 64-bit desktop image. And we are going to save that in Downloads in the ISO 2017 folder. And I'm going to speed this up so that we're not spending too long on the download process for this. I'll be back in just a moment. Alright, now that we've finished the download, let's hide our Chrome window. And we'll bring back VirtualBox, which I had open on the other screen. We'll start a new virtual machine. We're going to call this Ubuntu 17.10 daily. Ubuntu 64-bit is fine. We will give it 4 gigs of RAM, which is probably overkill, but hey, if you've got it, use it. 10 gigabyte hard drive is fine. VDI, the default is fine for the hard disk file format. Dynamically allocated. And everything looks good there. And we'll go to settings. And we know that we're going to call our user is going to be called demo. And password is going to be alright. We'll go to system and turn off the floppy drive. Processor, we'll give it 2 cores. Display, we will give it 64 megs of video memory, and we will go on to storage, optical drive, select, choose, and Artful Desktop. They use the code name before the version of Ubuntu has been released and officially given the month and year moniker. Leave audio alone, and we'll set networking to bridged, and everything else is fine at the time being. Say OK, and we can go ahead and start the install process. And this should look familiar from previous videos. And there's really zero difference between installing, once you start the computer, installing a version of Linux on physical hardware versus installing it in a virtual machine. If you've ever installed another operating system, whether it be Windows, Mac OS, or another version of Linux, the questions that you're presented with should look or sound at least vaguely familiar. And here we go. We're going to install Ubuntu. We're going to download updates during install, and we're going to install third-party software for graphics, etc. Continue. Erase the disk. There's nothing on the disk, so we can go ahead and say install now. And continue to write changes to the disk. New York is the correct time zone for where I'm at. Continue. English, US, keyboard and language is fine. And enter the information for the user. Demo. We're going to say demo dash artful demo. And we'll leave it as a weak password because this is the demo box and it will probably be deleted before too long. Continue. And while it's copying files, I'm going to speed things up a little bit to shorten the length of this video. I will be back in a few minutes. Okay, let's restart our new install. Here we go. Alright, so here we are at the default Ubuntu 17.10 desktop. It's a little odd having trash right there underneath the dock, but hopefully they'll fix that. See if the meta key works to bring up our menu. And it does not seem to. Show applications. This is pretty familiar. Escape out of that. We can still use Control-Alt-T to open a terminal. Firefox is preloaded. Got a file manager. See how quickly these all want to open up. There we go. Let's see. We got the snap effect. And automatic notifications. Updated software has been issued since 17.10 was released. Do you want to install it now? We'll just go ahead and do that. Install. And it should prompt for our password. A little lag here. Get these updates going. Everything seems to be operating all right. I see our close, maximize, minimize are in the toolbar and not at the top of the screen, which is all right. Computer's up to date. If we want to install other software, we got the software. Looks like a software store, but it's really just a wrapper around system tools that have existed for quite some time. If we go to productivity, and let's say we want to see, we'll go into finance, and we want to do something with personal finance managing. So let's try Scrooge. Personal finance manager powered by KDE. Well, we're using GNOME, so we'll pass on that one. Let's see. Let's try Home Bank. Let's give it a shot. Install. Password. If I type it correctly. And it will go ahead and install for us. We can say launch. We'll create a new file. And we'll say next. And next again. And informations. Name type, say checking, call it bank, 1, 2, 3, 4. Initial, we'll say we'll start at a balance of $50,000. Why not? Apply. We make that full size. And we've got all kinds of different things. Your accounts. Let's see. This is brand new to me, so figure budget. Currencies. US dollars, that's what I want. And transaction, we'll say $50. Payment, check. Account, checking, pay. Office Depot, and what do we want to say this is going to be? I'd really like to see a category for office. And we'll say add. And put it up here. Alright, anyways, we'll go ahead and close out of that. And what the hell, we'll save it. So we can close software store. We'll minimize our web browser. And let's see, we'll open up our applications. And we'll say frequent. And home bank was what we just opened. We'll right click and we will add to favorites. And that puts it on our little dock over here, which is fine. Let's see if we can put our dock at the bottom. If we right click on it, nothing happens. Alright, so let's look for settings. See if there's a setting to relocate it. And this is located or arranged a little bit. This is arranged a little bit differently than previous versions of Ubuntu. We'll go right to dock. Always show dock, screen position. Let's make it bottom. It's a little bit nicer. And we can make the size a little smaller. I'm still not completely happy with this. I'd rather have the menu button on the left side, or at least in the center. We'll figure this out as we go. Notifications, it's good. I'm surprised it did not detect my printer. Let's see, let's go to devices, add printer. Hey, there we go. Maybe. Hey, look at that. Printer added. That is about as easy as I have seen for adding a printer. Outside of just having it auto-detected. Printing options, we're going to set it to long edge, portrait, paper source, we'll let that auto-detect. Input trays, fine, half tone, advanced. We'll leave it at 600 DPI. Plain paper. Oh, that's interesting. Improve print output. Alright, that's pretty cool. Let's see, displays 1920 by 1080, that's our standard 1080p. Let's see, and this video is going long. Alright, so we're going to set the night light mode to on and do sunrise to sunset. That's cool. This is supposed to make things a little less hard on your eyes as the day goes on. Removable media, drawing tablet, color, VirtualBox monitor, that's cool. And it looks like it actually detected 2 monitors. Interesting, that's the first time I've seen that come up in Ubuntu, so let's call it quits for this video. As I play with this, there may be another video based on the preview version here. But for now, This is Jeremy Light signing off for Practical IT. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.